Awesome. So hopefully I'm live and you can hear me loud and clear. So today is my third video vlog, I'm gonna call it vlog blog. It's going to be around nutrition, which fuels our bodies, and supplementation. So obviously, number one thing you should know is before you have supplementation, you need your food, you need your energy. Supplementation means in addition to, so obviously you don't want to be living off protein shakes and living off vitamins and minerals. You want to be living off the energy you need, which are the essential food source to grow and recovery. So whenever we talk food, we're talking calories, kilojoules. It's pretty much the same thing. Australians use calories. Americans, I believe, use kilojoules, which is just pretty much double, pretty much. All food that we know is made up of one of three things. It's made up of protein, that's one you probably heard the most, carbs, and then fats. So obviously proteins, you got like a protein shake, your meats, your chicken, which is highest protein, then your beef, and then your fish, then you got your eggs, your dairy, yogurts, all high in protein, which will be good for growth. Protein stops you feeling hungry. You've also got carbohydrates, so you've got your simple and complex. So you've got your fast burning, slow burning carbs. So it's like when you have I think a pasta versus a thing of rice versus a sweet potato versus chips. Some will spike your insulin and your sugar levels, and you'll be really like awake for ages. Rest will fuel you throughout the day, so like long term. Then you've got your different fats. You've got your saturated fats, monohydrate fats, and trans fats. So most people think like, oh, you don't want fats because you get really sick and you get them really fat. Peanut butter is a good example. I love peanut butter. No, not everyone does, but whenever you have peanut butter, it's like a good fat. It helps cognitive function, it helps digestion. So there's lots of benefits. So have a good variety of protein, fats, and carbs. A good rule that most bodybuilders stick to or gym goers stick to is whatever you weigh. Let's say hypothetically, which I'm not anymore, let's say I was 80 kilograms, you want to have pretty much double your body weight in protein. That's the ideal amount that your body requires. So let's say you're 60, it'll be 120 grams, 80 would be 160 grams. To put that in perspective, I just had a protein shake. Let's say I need 160 grams of protein. Shakes around 20 to 30 grams of protein. So that's like a quarter of my daily intake, like 1/4 of my daily intake. A little bit of advice. I did a competition. I thought, oh fuck, I'm gonna have heaps of protein. I'm gonna buy a bulk box or like protein bars and cookies from Dairy-Mits. I'm just gonna buy like $50, buy like a big pack of them. I made myself so sick. I was sick for ages. You'll need to have a balance of like small amount artificial proteins like your protein bars, protein shakes, and essentially fresh foods, vegetables, variety, because you will get sick and you just will bloated and not feel good. Talking from experience. So obviously you got it's pretty much the food pyramid. You want fruit, veggies, meat, and how you have them throughout your day might differ. Like I know some people like go to school, some go to work, some are like drivers. So everyone will have their different energy they burn, which is their calories. It's pretty much like how much energy you burn throughout the day. Let's say I was 2,500 calories. That's what I need to burn in a day. And that's any more, I'm putting on weight, any less, I'm losing weight, just for example. How you have that 2,500 through the day doesn't really matter. Like some people might have a big meal, like 1,000 calories all at once, and they can hate that. Some people might have like 6 to 8 meals of like 300 to 600 calories throughout the day. Your body's like a car. It prepares to have smaller, more frequent meals. So you might have, say, a yogurt and an apple, then a small beef and rice. So it's like a car. You just want to space out for the day. Some people do believe in fasted training. So it's like I won't eat for the first 8 hours, then the rest of the day I'll eat the rest of my food. So just for 8 hours, I might not touch food. I might just do cardio because that will help me burn fat. I won't go too deep into that because that's a whole thing on its own. But as far as food, have like a variety because you've got different vitamins and minerals. I'm going to give you an example. This is like red meat contains good old, I'll read this out to you, creatine. So a very small amount of creatine. Most of our bodies produce essential amino acids, which occurs naturally from our food. That's what allows us to build muscle and recovery. So it's making sure you've got like the right building blocks, the right fuel for your body to recover and to grow. I can tell you like being on pretty much half the calories I'm on versus like when I'm normally on, say I'm on like 4,000, I'm down to like 2,000. It is really fucking hard. like you go to recover, and where it's 2 days to recover, it's like 4 days to recover. I'm just always sore. I'm limping around the house. You notice a difference. You need to adjust your training to your food. So obviously, there's this thing called carb cycling. Let's say you have a big leg day. You're wrecked. You know it's going to be brutal. You're going to come out blood, sweat, tears. You could have double the amount of food that day, or even a little bit more the day before, a little bit more the day after. So you know you can get through it. And then arm day, have half the amount of food, for example. So that's called kind of carb cycling, kind of picking up your calories to suit your training, to base it around what you want to grow, your strength and your needs. So making sure that you get enough fuel to grow the right muscles. Like for me, I'd have a standard day for my chest, arms, have a bit less for legs. I'll just that would be my cheat meal. I'd go and grab KFC, grab 2 Zingers, supercharged sauce, 3-piece feed. They were so good. Align that with what I'm trying to do. I only get 3 cheat meals, by the way. Like I'm on my third, like once a week, so not many of them. Another thing is water. So particularly if you want to lose weight, increasing the amount of water you drink. I'll usually have like a big glass like this full of water, keep one with me all the time. And a little habit, because I drink Pepsi Max, which is like 0 calories, but it's not good for you. It's not good. Is I'll have a skull like about 250 mils, 220 mils, which is about a cup before I have a meal. So I'll have my breakfast, I'll skull that, then I'll have lunch, I'll skull that, dinner, skull that. So it's all about just making sure you get your water in, because however much water you have, you're always going to need to have more water. As far as supplements, everyone's like, what supplements should I get? What's the best supplements? Number one, as far as making sure you've got the food, so you've got enough food in your stomach. Then moving on to your proteins. There's a lot of different types of proteins. As far as like there's casein ones that are good for beds because they don't spike your insulin, your sugar levels, so you can get a solid night's sleep. You got plant-based ones for like people that are vegan, whatever, and whey. So any sort of protein that has the word isolate in it is generally a high quality. So if you find a protein and it's got whey isolate on the thing, that's generally a high quality whey product. So it's going to have a little bit more better extracted protein. Just for general advice, I'm not going to recommend anything in specific, but I know Nutrition Warehouse is probably the one I'm going to at the minute. As far as you get like a tub, it's like $100, whatever. It lasts you about say 6 months, 4, 5, 6 months. I'm having 1 to maybe 2 protein shakes a day. This can be either like a shake with water or milk, depending on your goals, and you can also mix it with food. Generally, chocolate's a good recommendation because you don't want to mix stuff that upsets your stomach, and certain foods will not mix. Like I have, say, Cocoa Pops and protein shake just for flavor and high protein. You got yogurt, ice cream, all sorts of stuff, so you can mix it. Just be careful what you buy. Not everything will mix, and some are bloody shocking flavors. So protein is the number one, I would say, sup to look at before your creatine, your pre-workout, your glutamine, any of that. So once you've got that covered, next one down, it's a toss-up, I would say, between either creatine or your pre-workout. So give you a bit of a rundown. Obviously, protein, you have like a shake, like a full thing of water. A pre-workout, most people have like a kind of like a shot. You fill up, say, a cup like this, you fill up that much, you shot it. It's pretty much like, keep it in simple terms, it's pretty much like coffee. Half the ingredients you'll look for, it's a stimulant. So like, this is why I'm not awake right now at 10:48 at night, because, well, stimulants. So caffeine, it's similar to Coke, similar to coffee. It's got caffeine in it. And another ingredient, beta-alanine. So anyone that's done pre-workout, you're going to know you're going to be itchy and you're like all over, you're tingling. That's why, because you've got beta-alanine. If you want to compare which is a stronger pre-workout, I've just got an example one that a mate sold me. You want to look for the nutrition label and compare the amount of caffeine and beta-alanine. So BETAL, beta-alanine, and then caffeine. That's going to be how strong it is, how intense. And you can obviously be smart and say, I've got leg day, I'm going to take a full scoop of pre-workout. I've got arm day, I'm going to take half a scoop. So use your supplements around what you're training, how frequent. Like legs, go all out, full scoop. Next supplement's creatine. So creatine occurs naturally in the food, like we get it through, say, red meat. I'm pretty sure that's the main one. And it's just extra energy for the body. So like, so you can train harder, lift more. I believe it takes a few weeks to kick in. I usually have like a teaspoon each day. You'll see me put in my orange juice because I'm just crazy like that. I mix it also with this stuff, which is L-carnitine. L-carnitine's not as popular, but I still reckon it works. You pretty much just use a like a teaspoon with your sups or water, however you want it, and drink it. And what L-carnitine does is it converts your fat stores, ATP, which is a fancy word for energy in your body, into like energy, so that you're burning your fat off, which I like the idea of burning my fat off instead of my muscle. So that's why I use L-carnitine. I'll use to make like a cocktail. So I'll mix my L-carnitine, I'll mix my creatine, I'll mix my drinks, I'll mix my if I use pre-workout, I'll usually mix it with my pre-workout and I'll shot it all together because it's probably going to taste the same amount of all four all together. It's not too bad, but yeah. And then obviously I've just started using like joint health vitamin minerals. So you got like here, because I suck at taking tablets, I just like have this powder stuff, collagen joint muscle health powder. So you got vitamins and minerals. Just because I got achy joints, which helps. And you get magnesium tablets. They're also good. You've got joint pain. But the number one thing is ensure that you've got food. Don't rush and buy a tub of protein when you can't even afford to get like food, because that's a big mistake. Food comes first. Secondly, so order of priority, get protein. Don't have too much. Find one that you like. What's the place I'm trying to think of? Nutrition Warehouse has a good one. Genetics, pretty reasonable value, pretty much the same as others, but it's got better amount of protein in it. Probably like most have 28 grams. This has about 32 grams, so a little bit more protein. And I think it mixes great with everything. Everything I've had, it just mixes great with. As far as diet, so you got your protein, fats, and carbs. I've kind of taken a few different coaches' diet plans, mixed them together. So beef, chicken, fish, egg, dairy. I try and have that all in a day. And I sucked at having. I was good at vegetables, but I sucked at having fruit. So what I've done is I've been having 2 oranges and some other fruit throughout the day. Oranges are so good for 2 reasons. One, on bedtime, they're not something heavy on your stomach, and lots of fiber. So like it's really healthy and low in on the glycemic index, which means it's a food that'll help you stay leaner and your body just works better with it. Calories at the minute, for anyone that's wondering, around 2,000 calories. So I'm about 5 meals a day. I'll wake up, I have my orange juice or my supplement, I have my oats, a scoop of protein, berries, because I was not able to eat it with honey. I was having honey, went to berries. It was so much easier to eat. I was just feeling sick and bloated. Dash of cinnamon for gut health. Get to lunch, having my, what they called, scrambled eggs and slice of toast. I mix that with egg whites. So instead of using a heap of eggs, I just pour in egg whites and mix it with 2 eggs and salt, pepper. I have a heap of salt, sodium salt. Some people are against it, some people are for that. I reckon when I have a shit ton of salt that I look really vascular and look amazing. So something I'm going to try is just cutting salt for a week and see how I go later on. Shit, I'm just going to add it back in. So yeah. Dinner, I've been having my sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes in the air fryer. Very little fat, pretty much none. Have a heap of sweet potatoes. I eat like a full plate and it's like nothing. Broccoli, it's a magic food. You can eat as much as you want. It's pretty much nothing. Same with green beans. Carrot, just because to mix it up. And then I just get chicken breast, cut that up and have it with 1 like teaspoon of what they call korma paste for flavor. It's really good macros. It's not too much in fat. Not too crazy in carbs. And then after that, I might have a snack like muesli bar, fruit, whatever. And then protein shake. Usually if I train, I have the protein shake after train for recovery. I'm trying to space out my calories. And then what's the last thing? The 2 oranges. I do have a cheat meal like once a week. I found that if I track my weight and my body fat, got my body fat right here in front of me, every single time I have a cheat meal, the next day my body fat looks better. I don't know what it is, but I had like KFC the first time. My weight stayed about the same, but my body fat went down. I think it's kind of like a burst of energy. I don't know. But yeah, first week I had KFC. Second week I had pizza. Third week Galapagos, and my body fat went down, which is just the best thing. So yeah, and that's pretty much concludes nutrition and supplementations. If you've got any questions, let me know. This is just a spare of the moment thing I just thought I'll do. And if you had 10 minutes to spare, I'd read up on the glycemic index and learn about macros if you've not heard of them. Very, very useful. And thanks for listening, guys. Like, subscribe, Heath Bodybuilding now on Facebook, and doing video vlogs just because I can.